Are homebuyer rebates legal in New York? Hi everyone, I'm Edana Kiernan, a broker and owner of Vintage American Realty, a boutique real estate brokerage in Long Island, New York, as well as an approved New York State real estate instructor of qualifying and continuing education courses. I'm trying my best to make as many educational videos as possible, which will fall into one of three categories: realtor education, homebuyer education, and home seller education. Today's video will fall into the first two, so I believe it will be helpful for both realtors and homebuyers. So without further ado, let's get into today's topic. Homebuyer rebates in New York, are they legal? They sound like a homebuyer's dream come true. Imagine getting cash back when you buy your home. So are they too good to be true? Well, let's clarify exactly what homebuyer rebates are. A homebuyer rebate is a cash incentive offered by real estate agents to their homebuyers as a reward for choosing them as their agent. It's essentially a percentage of the commission that the real estate agent earns during the transaction, which is given back to the buyer upon closing. The answer is yes, homebuyer rebates are 100% legal, permissible by New York State real estate property law, which governs our state's property market, Section 442, Article 12A, which states nothing shall prohibit a real estate broker from offering any part of a fee, commission, or other compensation received by the broker to the seller, buyer, landlord, or tenant who is buying, selling, exchanging, leasing, renting, or negotiating a loan upon any real estate. New York is one of 40 states where receiving a broker commission rebate is allowed. Not only are they legal, but they are actually encouraged by the New York Attorney General, as shown here in this press release on ny.gov from April 2015. I'll read you an excerpt from this article. In December, a statute was signed into law amending Section 442 of the New York Real Property Law to make it completely clear that it is lawful for a broker to pass through or rebate part of his or her commission to the client. This legislation arose out of an investigation by my office into competition in the residential real estate brokerage industry. As of December's legislative fix, there is no room for debate. Commission rebating in New York State is legal. Such rebating is also pro-competitive and good for consumers. I encourage all real estate brokers and salespersons in New York to consider enhancing the choices available to real estate buyers by offering lower commissions by means of rebates to some or all of your clients. Some questions you may be asking yourself: why don't more people know about homebuyer rebates? I have a few answers to this question. To start, the language in the New York property law was not entirely clear. It left a lot of room for interpretation, and when that happens, obviously it's best to err on the side of caution, which is exactly why the Attorney General issued that press release back in 2015. It was specifically to clear up the issue and make it known that yes, this is entirely legal, and not only that, we encourage our New York State agents to help out our New York State buyers and offer them this chance to make their home ownership dreams that much more affordable. Another answer to that question of why don't more people know about homebuyer rebates, I honestly think a lot of real estate agents don't even know. Again, because this was not clear to begin with, I think it has just carried over for quite some time now, and most agents are simply not aware that this is an option they can give their homebuyers. The best example I can give of this is my dad, who has been an agent longer than I have. He was in, I believe, a real estate agent Facebook group, and there was a discussion going on, and he mentioned a homebuyer rebate. A real estate attorney then commented on his comment, stating that real estate commission rebates are not legal. So my dad told him that yes, they definitely are, and to simply look it up, which he did. And he then apologized to my dad, saying that he had never realized that before, and that he was then going to refer his clients to him going forward, because not only had no other agent seemed to be aware of this that he knew, but obviously they had not offered this to any of his clients before. Which brings me to my next answer to that question of why more people don't know about homebuyer rebates. It is completely at the discretion of the agent. It's certainly not required for any agent to offer any rebate at all on their commission. So more people may not know about homebuyer rebates simply because they're not offered by many agents. My dad does offer a homebuyer rebate to any active or retired law enforcement because he's a former NYPD lieutenant, and he actively promotes this, but I actually don't think I've ever seen anyone else in my market do so. This is not to say no one else does. I obviously just have not noticed it before. Another question you may have about homebuyer rebates: how do I find them? So as I just said, I don't know of any New York agents that offer them other than my dad, who actively promotes them on his social media and website pages. But if you're a home buyer and you're now looking to find an agent that offers this, I would simply Google agents that offer home buyer rebates in my area. If you already have an agent, or you have one in mind, or you have a friend or family member that has already referred someone to you, it never hurts to ask them. They may say yes, they may say no, but it's definitely worth trying. Most things in real estate are negotiable. Another question, is there a limit? No, there is no legal minimum or maximum amount set for a home buyer rebate in New York. The amount is just a matter of negotiation between you and your agent. Now, your agent is working hard for their commission, so as a buyer, I would certainly not expect them to give a huge amount. After all, this is their salary, their compensation for working so hard. But I personally think that a home buyer rebate of $500 is more than fair. But again, this number is between you and your agent and what your agent offers. Just be sure that the amount is clearly defined in your agreement up front. This brings me to the next question, how does this work? When working with an agent who offers rebates, and this bit pertains more to the agents watching this video, you are required to disclose the rebate to all parties involved in the transaction, including the lender and title company. It should be documented and disclosed in the closing statement. Transparency is usually the key in real estate. Also, it's important to know that rebates must be applied to the buyer's closing costs. Buyers cannot receive cash in hand, as it's intended to make the home buying process more affordable for you. But on the bright side, while I am not a CPA, they are not considered taxable income. And I think that just about sums up home buyer rebates in New York. If any agents or home buyers have questions, concerns, or comments, I would love to discuss them in the comments below, or please feel free to reach me anytime at edana@varagent.com. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to check out my other videos and to like, subscribe, and sign up for alerts to be notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you so much for the support and for watching, and until next time.